So you just can't get your drivers and team leaders to ask for those Google reviews. Well, there's actually 7 reasons why people don't ask or don't ask well. And in this video, I'm going to show you what each of those 7 reasons are and what you can do to help them overcome the reluctance to ask for those reviews on your behalf. Hi, I'm Bob Summers. I'm the Google Review Guy, and if you're new to this channel and you're a junk removal guy, I encourage you to click on the subscribe button below so that every time we come out with a new concept, a new trick, a new tip that helps you not only get more reviews on sites like Google, but will help you generate more business through the entire Google review process. With that, let's get started with point 1. The first reason your crew may not be asking for Google reviews is because they don't know it's important to you. Now, yeah, sure, you may have mentioned it 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 times, but if you don't mention it every single day until they get in the habit of doing it, they will never create that habit. So what I encourage you to do is read your Google reviews every morning, read them to the entire crew, and credit the person responsible for getting that review when you read it. If there are no reviews to read the next morning, make a big deal out of that too. Hey guys, no reviews today. Let's get some great reviews today. When you make a big deal out of it and you lead by example, you're getting Google reviews, they'll know it's important to you and it will become important to them. All right, here's the second reason. The second thing you're going to hear is we're just too busy to ask. And here's the truth of the matter. That may be true. You may find it's 3:45 and the dump closes at 4 o'clock and you have literally 15 minutes to get there. Well, in that event, yes, they may very well be too busy to take the 30 seconds it takes to ask someone to write a review and send a request. But the reality is most of the day, most of the pickups you have 30 seconds to ask for and send a review request. And keep in mind, you're never going to be there alone. So as you're asking, the rest of your crew can be getting everything wrapped up so that you're not wasting any time getting off of their property and on your way to the dump or to the next project. But it is important to address that concern that we're just too busy because, again, like I said, that is not always the case. And even if you're too busy with half of the pickups, what about the other half? We can ask certainly the majority of the time. The third reason people are reluctant to ask for a review is because they don't know what to do or say if a customer says no. Or if they ask and the customer is kind of hemming and hawing and they get the feeling they don't want to do it. Well, here's a rule of thumb. If you get the feeling a customer does not want to write a review after you've asked, don't try to sell them on writing a review. It's stupid. So if you get the feeling someone doesn't want to write a review, your response should be, no, that's fine. Please don't worry about it. I know you're busy. I just wanted to make sure you were happy with the quality of our work, and it sounds like you are. Thank you so much for having us come out here and hiring us to do this. That's it. You never want to try to sell someone on writing a review because if you do sell someone on writing a review that doesn't want to, you're not going to like what you see. So the third thing is you have to make sure your people know it is okay to try to persuade and sell someone on writing a review if they don't want to do it. The fourth reason is they just don't know how to ask. They've never heard it before. They've never seen anyone ask. It's not that they're afraid they're going to say no. They just don't know how to go about it. Now, rather than me go into detail on how to ask and the principles and the psychology behind it, I want to encourage you to click on the link below and I will send you a video that, number one, demonstrates exactly how to ask. It's very quick, it's very concise, it's very effective. But it also includes the written script. So you can just easily share that with your team leaders and drivers so they can get a feel for how easy this is and have at least something to follow that they know is going to work. All right, step 5. They feel like they're taking advantage of your customer. They feel like by asking them to do them a favor and there's nothing in it in return for the customer, it just doesn't feel right. The scales aren't balanced. Well, here's the truth of the matter. When you do your job properly and you provide more than that customer expects, what happens is on the other side, when it's time to ask for a review, you've already provided more so the customer feels like they want to do it. Now, when that customer actually writes a review, and I want you to think about this, I want you to imagine that you just wrote a review for me, for example. And the moment you hit that submit button and you publish it to Google, think about how you feel about yourself for writing that really nice review. There's endorphins and dopamine rushing through your body, and it is a good feeling. And that is exactly how your customers are going to feel when they write a really wonderful review for you and your team leaders and the whole crew and the rest. But I want you to take this to the next level, and then I'll show you what to do about it. I want you to imagine a day goes by, and then you, the owner, call that customer who wrote the review the day before and say something like this: "Hey, Bob, this is Jimmy at the junk removal company. And the reason I'm calling is, wow, I read your review to the whole crew this morning, and I just wanted to tell you how much it meant to all of us. Thank you so much." Now imagine the endorphins and dopamine that's running through my body. You guys are amazing. Nobody does this. Now I know beyond a shadow of a doubt how I benefited from writing that review for you. So how do you get your people in that frame of mind? Here's something I encourage you to do. Before you go out one morning, just ask all of them. It only takes a couple of minutes. Hey guys, take out your phone, and I want you to find Google, and I want you to write a nice review for somebody here in the community that you really like. Some business, some small business where you really appreciate them. It could be the coffee shop. It could be where you get your hair cut, where they work on your car, whatever. And have them submit a review, a 5-star review for that business, and then ask them, how do you feel about yourself after you wrote that review? Now that they've done that, they're going to feel infinitely better about asking someone else to write a review because they know that customer is going to get that same good feeling. All right, let's look at the next one. The 5th reason is they don't see the benefit to themselves for asking. Now, this is an easy one to fix. For example, if I go out and ask all day long and the reviews are coming in and I never see them, nobody ever mentions them to me, why would I keep asking? There's no reward for me on the back end. But if you as the business owner are reading those reviews every morning, are calling me or complimenting me every time one comes in and saying thank you, you're reinforcing my behavior to ask for reviews because that which gets rewarded gets repeated. Now, do you want to reward people with dollars? You could do that. You know, we found in the junk removal business, the sweet spot seems to be about $10. So if you wanted to reward someone for getting a review, and not just a review, not just a 5-star review, but a well-written 5-star review, you know, $10 is a nice place to be. I've seen people offer as much as $100 in certain industries, and I actually told those people, I'm quitting my job, I want to work on commission for you. $100, imagine that. And other people that offer $1 or $2, which isn't necessarily enough to get people going. So you've got to find that sweet spot. You know, what's enough that someone's going to do this regularly and be good at it, but not so much I'm giving away the farm. And that's completely up to you. And you may not have to reward someone at all with money. You can certainly do it with appreciation and all kinds of other things. So when people know that they're appreciated for what it is they do, that makes asking for the review and getting in that habit easy. Reason number 6. They're afraid the customer isn't happy and they're going to give a bad review. Well, I can understand that. But here's how this works. If you go out there and you know you're going to do a good job and you know you're going to ask every customer to write a review, you will be on your best behavior. You will be introducing yourself. You will be polite. You will be doing extra things. You'll be doing everything you need to do to ensure that that customer is happy. But even that doesn't make everyone happy. So something else you can do is to say, hey, Mr. Jones, on a scale of 1 to 5, how did we do? Are you happy with our service? If they go, you guys are a 5, this was great. Mr. Jones, can I ask you a favor? Later today or tonight, that's when we're going to ask for the review. If you get a feeling of trepidation that maybe I'm not quite there, you know, I would fix what I need to, I'd apologize if I need to, but I wouldn't ask that customer to write a review on that day. So just test the water, take their temperature, make sure they're happy, and when you know they're happy, move forward and ask because it'll be a good experience for you and them. The 7th and final reason your crew is not asking for those Google reviews is because they think it's too hard. It's too hard for the customer to get to Google and write that review. They don't want to make it hard for them. It's too hard for them to get a text or an email in the hands of the customer where all they have to do is click on a link and go there. Because ultimately that's what you want. You don't want to have your customer hunting down your Google review listing and trying to write a review. You want to put a text and an email in their hand where all they have to do is click on it and boom, there they are. So I encourage you, if you don't have some kind of a review system at this point, take a look at the review systems out there. Now, I encourage you to use the 5-star review system on Best Local Reviews because it's designed for junk removal guys. All you have to do is put the app on your phone, type in their name, email, text. From a drop-down menu, the driver can even select his or her name, as I was the one that asked for it. You can send coupons and flyers that people can share. There's some really cool things you can do, but you have to make it easy for your drivers to send that request and super easy for your customers to get to Google where they can write that review. All right, there you have it. Those are the 7 things that generally stop your drivers and your team leaders from writing reviews. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please subscribe and share it with your other junk removal friends that are dealing with exactly the same problem. All right, thank you.